What's up, everybody? All right, I want to take a little bit of time to talk to you about why it is that so many sources don't like dropshippers, okay? Because as a dropshipper, sometimes this can be hard for us to understand. We're like, wait, but we're ordering items for you. We're bringing you business. Why don't you like us, okay? That's the mentality that most dropshippers have. But you have to understand that it's not that simple. You got to think about the perspective of other people, okay? Because first off, they have no freaking idea what you're doing. They have absolutely no idea what dropshipping is, and to them, they just get confused, okay? So you have to think of it from the perspective of somebody who doesn't understand dropshipping. Imagine that you have a product, and you are selling your product on a marketplace. Let's say eBay, for example. And let's do something like worm fishing lure, okay? And with this particular product, you have gotten an agreement with some manufacturing place, and you are having the product made and then selling it, okay? And you are the only one selling this product, all right? And let's say you are selling this, I don't know. Let's make it a bit more unique. Glowing catfish. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's say you are selling something like this, all right? And you have worked hard. You've set up an agreement with the manufacturer, so you're not a dropshipper. You maybe know what dropshipping is, but you're not a dropshipper. What you're doing is you have made a product, your own product, and you're selling it, all right? Sales are going pretty well, and then one day you go to eBay and you search for your item, yada 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 yada. Let's see, what is it? Catfish. Twister, bug mold. And then you see that there's other people selling your item. What the fuck? That's literally what's going to go through your head. You're going to be like, what the hell? I'm the only one who's making this item. They are stealing my idea, obviously. Like that's where their thoughts go, right? Like they are selling this item for the first time. They are the ones making it. And then they see other people selling their item for more expensive. They don't realize that what that other person is doing is that they're just claiming to have it, and then someone's buying from them, and then in turn, they are then buying from the person who's originally making it, right? So the person who's originally making it still actually gets a sale when the other person sells the item, but they don't know that, and they're not going to know that. What they're going to think is they're going to think, that guy is copying me. He's taking my product and selling it without my permission. They have no idea what dropshipping is, right? And so you have to understand that people would be much more respective and open-minded about drop shipping if everybody knew what it was. But the reality is that a lot of people have no idea. And even if you explain what drop shipping is to them, they still can't wrap their head around the fact that you don't have any inventory, right? Like, you have no idea how many times I've tried to explain what drop shipping is to somebody who doesn't know. And then they're like, all right, okay, cool, that sounds cool. So where do you keep your inventory? And then I'm just like, fuck. I explained this, like, there is no inventory. I don't have any of these items. I just buy them. I just order shit for people, yada, yada, yada. But my point here is that you have to understand where these other people are coming from. And it's not just people like this who have a product, see someone else selling it, and then think that they're stealing it, right? It's also from the perspective of bigger companies. Okay, dropshipping is viewed as risky, okay? Let's take PayPal as an example, because this is probably, you know, many dropshippers, their biggest fear is that PayPal is going to shut down their accounts, right? PayPal views dropshipping as high risk, okay? And a lot of dropshippers are like, oh, fuck PayPal. PayPal's stupid. PayPal's, yeah, they're going to screw us all over. Look, guys, PayPal's providing you a fucking service, okay? Sorry to curse, but I get so frustrated with this, because if it wasn't for PayPal, you would not be able to do this in the first place. You can bitch and moan about PayPal all that you want. And I agree that they are not a perfect company. They could be better. But the reality is, without PayPal, you don't have many options. So you can hate them. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be able to do this as a business. Okay? Well, okay. There are other payment processing now, so that's not entirely true. But my point is, you got to be freaking grateful. I get so fed up with how entitled so many people are, and they just get all wound up in how, like, everyone's trying to screw them over, and eBay doesn't give a fuck, and PayPal doesn't care, and don't don't think that way. Just don't really. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. PayPal. My point here, PayPal views dropshipping as high risk, and I want you guys to understand why this is. It's not that PayPal just hates dropshippers. It's not that they unfairly think that dropshipping is high risk. They view dropshippers as high-risk accounts because they are high-risk accounts. You have to understand that, okay, it's one thing if you're talking about a successful dropshipper who has an established history, and even if they didn't have permission to sell the manufacturer's items at the beginning, at this point they've bought so many of them, the manufacturer knows they exist, they know about their account, they've communicated, yada, yada, yada. That is not most dropshippers. Most dropshippers haven't made it. Most dropshippers are new dropshippers who don't have a whole lot of experience and are trying to post items and then ultimately end up giving up. Okay? These new people have a lot of inexperience. They're trying to make money really quickly, and there's tons of them. There is an unlimited supply of people trying to get into dropshipping. There are always going to be more people interested in learning dropshipping than there are actual dropshippers. That is always going to be true. Okay? So from PayPal's perspective, you have these people who are generating sales from all over the world. They don't have a billing address that's tied to one location, and if they do, it's often in a country that you don't recognize or you don't know or doesn't have a dedicated like postal service. And you have to understand that when it comes to like issues with billing addresses and that kind of stuff, it's a great opportunity for fraud and laundering money. And that is ultimately, those two concepts, that is why PayPal limits dropshippers. That's why they view it as high risk. It's not because dropshipping itself is bad. It's because of what you can do with dropshipping. Dropshipping can be used to illegally launder money, to convert things into different currencies, to take things out of gift card and to cash that, right? So people will anonymize things, purchasing gift cards. They'll use dirty money, purchase gift cards, anonymize it, and then use those gift cards in a dropshipping business and produce cash from those gift cards, right? So that like wipes the money, basically erases any crime that was used to produce the money. I'm not saying that this is something you should do, obviously. Like, I don't operate that way. I don't recommend anybody does. But it is a reality. And it's really important as a dropshipper to understand that, okay, while you may hate PayPal and you may know people who've had their PayPal account shut down, like, the reality is that PayPal doesn't have a whole lot to gain by helping out dropshippers. There is a lot more that can go wrong with people, like, screwing things up. Okay, first off, your customer is generally going to have a worse experience if you're a dropshipper, just because you add a level of separation from the shipping process. So that increases shipping times. It increases time before a resolution is made. It increases the chance that no resolution is going to be made. You add a whole bunch of possibility of bad things into the mix as a dropshipper, right? Do not get angry at PayPal. Like, I get so frustrated with that because they are kind of taking a risk by letting you do something in the first place. And it's a huge opportunity, like as an international person, having a PayPal account where you can be paid for stuff you do on a computer in US dollars, that is a huge opportunity, like absolutely life-changing opportunity for a lot of people. And it's important to be appreciative of that, okay? There's so many of us, we feel this entitlement. We're like, nah, PayPal they should be doing everything that I want. They should be like, they should appreciate my money and just... Like, guys, be grateful, especially, like, if you abuse these systems, you'll get screwed over eventually. Like, what I've found is that there are people who've lost their accounts on eBay and PayPal, but most of the time, these people are, I don't know how to put it. Okay, one, they're the kind of people, there's two main different situations here. There's the kind of people who are entitled. And they think that these services exist to help them, and they don't give a flying crap about what eBay's getting out of it, or if eBay's being hurt by it, or what PayPal's getting out of it, or what PayPal's being hurt, right? They don't give a crap about any of that. All they care about is themselves, and they refuse to admit fault about things, right? And so these kind of people, they tend to produce higher chargebacks, issues with that kind of thing, and instead of trying, anytime an issue comes up, this personality, instead of being like, oh, okay, I got to call eBay and talk to them, or I got to call PayPal and talk to them and address this now and figure out what's going on, they're going to be like, oh no, if I talk to them, they're going to know. they're going to know. I don't know what it is they're going to know, but they're going to know something, and I can't let that happen. So I can't talk to them and say, let stuff stack, and it goes unanswered, and limitations get placed against them. And then they go all up in arms saying that it's all PayPal's fault. I'm not saying this is always what happens. You know, there are some good, genuine people who lose their PayPal accounts. But my point here is that most of the time it happens, it's because of the way that you treat the platform. If you abuse the platform that you're on and you make it in their best interest to get rid of you, they're probably going to get rid of you. That's like I have no doubt in my mind that one of the reasons I've been able to do what I do on eBay, despite getting 0 notifications, despite problems, despite some bad feedback, all that kind of stuff, is because I've paid eBay over $40,000. like that's a lot of money. I've earned eBay way more money than I've earned myself, you know? But that makes my account on eBay valuable to eBay, right? I'm earning eBay money. That makes eBay appreciate me. So I can get away with more stuff. And I understand that eBay is a platform that is allowing me to do things that I would be unable to do otherwise. So even though I've earned eBay more money than I've earned myself, I am grateful to eBay. I understand, look, it's not like they are saying things other than what they, sorry, I'm too sidetracked right now. It's not like eBay is saying, hey, we're gonna charge you 9% when your item sells, and then your item sells and they actually charge you 15%. Like everything that happens on eBay is communicated, and you are told this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to play out. Do this, don't do this. Like it's quite easy to stay within the rules, right? As long as you have a healthy respect for eBay. And the same thing goes with PayPal. Like say that you are getting, if PayPal views you as highly risky, like you get a notification that they've placed a rolling reserve on your account or whatever, okay, this is you can respond to that situation 2 ways. One way, you can be like, screw PayPal. I hate them. They're holding my money. It's my money. I should have that money now. It's not their money. It's my money, right? That's what a lot of people do. The reality is, all right, that's great, but you're not gonna get anything good from that mentality, right? What you need to understand is PayPal is a service. They are offering me a service, okay? They view what I'm doing as risky. So I need to talk to PayPal and figure out how can I make it less risky, okay? The answer to that, by the way, is reduce chargebacks, reduce returns, reduce item cost. PayPal doesn't care if you have 100 items selling every day, but what they do care about is if like there's no structure to your sales. Like some of your sales are for $3,000, which then get refunded, and some of your sales are for $40, and some are for $500. PayPal likes predictability, okay? So try and have a specific price range that you stick with. Also, keep your items cheaper. That is going to help. PayPal views cheaper transactions as less risky, okay? Also, when you have cheaper transactions, you get less chargebacks. Chargebacks are a big thing because they are related to fraud. And why should PayPal help out an account holder who has a 10% chargeback rate when most people have like half of 1% chargeback rate? You understand? Like that would mean that they're knowingly helping somebody who may not be a fraudster themselves, but their actions are leading to more fraud happening, okay? Like you got to understand there's so much more to it than that, right? So I just wanted to talk a little bit in this video, talk to you guys about why it is that some people are not happy of dropshipping, right? And then also keep in mind that there's a whole bunch of people who try dropshipping and then just hated it. And people don't like admitting that they weren't able to do something that's possible. So what you'll find is that most people, they won't be like, hey, yeah, dropshipping's lucrative, but I wasn't willing to put in the work and then I ultimately quit. People don't say that. What they say is, no, that's full of shit. It's just a scam. It's not worth your time. People aren't going to, well, okay, some people will, but the vast majority of people are not going to admit their own fault. And they're always going to paint something that they didn't keep doing as if the reason that they stopped doing it is because it's not worth doing. It's because the software sucks. It's because you can't control your items, so it's just impossible to provide good customer service. It's because of something else, okay? This is basic psychology, and it's true in almost any branch of humanity, right? Anything humans have touched, they exhibit traits like this, where they don't want to admit, right? They don't want to admit that it's their actions that determine their success or their failure, right? We always want to be able to blame our failures on other things, okay? So that's another reason that there's a lot of negativity about dropshipping, is because there's a lot of people, like I said, there's more people trying to get into dropshipping than dropshippers, which will always be true. There's always going to be more people interested in it than actually doing it on a long-term basis, right? So there's a lot of people that have tried and have been unable to. And they will make videos like why you should never dropship. Like, actually, let's go to YouTube as an example, right? And let's just look up dropshipping. Let's see how many videos on the first page have something to do with not dropshipping. Okay, too late to start dropshipping. That's one of them. Boom, 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 boom. Not too many here. Gurus don't tell you. Let's look at a different example. Why you shouldn't dropship. Okay, why you shouldn't dropship. 4 common problems with dropshipping. Dropshipping does not work. 10 reasons why you should not be using the dropshipping method. The truth hurts. Dropshipping courses don't work. Dropshipping gurus exposed. Top reason you will never make 6 figures. Don't use Amazon to dropship to eBay. 3 reasons you will fail at dropshipping. Why we're closing down. Is it safe to yada yada? That's one of my old videos. That's hilarious. Okay, my point here is that there's a lot of situations where people fail at something and then they're just going to start talking negatively about it, okay? And when it comes to dropshipping, there is a lot of negative chatter about it. Like, as a dropshipper, you're bound to encounter this if you haven't already. So first off, I wanted to establish that most of that comes from a lack of information. Because most people don't understand what dropshipping is, when they see the effects of dropshippers, they make assumptions and they think people are scamming. And that causes the reputation of dropshippers to go down, right? Because people are just misinformed. They don't understand what dropshipping is. And one of the reasons for that is because there's not a whole lot of public information about dropshipping. Nowadays, there's way, way more than there used to be, right? But the reality is that, you know, when it comes to the world, more people don't know what dropshipping is than people know what dropshipping is, right? Whereas most people know what rain is and the sun. You know, everybody knows what the sun or what rain is or what darkness is or light. So it's also important that you may think that a lot of people know about dropshipping. Like, I sometimes think that, but then I have to remember, yo, Jack, you run a channel and post dropshipping content. Of course, I'm going to meet people who know about dropshipping because in the very nature, I'm around people who are also dropshippers, right? So I'm going to know more people who dropship. So I'm going to think that a lot of people know about dropshipping when the reality is most people don't, okay? So dropshipping has a bad reputation because of that misinformation, right? And because most of the people who are sharing information are doing it so that they're trying to convince you to buy something like straight away, right? They're trying to get you hyped up. This is going to change your life. It's going to be great. Drop this program, buy this program. It's going to change your life. It's going to be amazing. Woo! And then you never hear from them again after you pay for their software, right? So that causes a lot of problems. And then also that causes problems when you have your actual like suppliers seeing their products being sold and they don't understand how they're being sold. So they think that you're copying them. They think that you're stealing, right? It's just, there's really most of the negativity about dropshipping boils down to ignorance and a lack of solid, reliable information, right? So with time, this is going to change. But I figured I'd just do this video because, like, also touching into like PayPal and eBay, guys, you got to be grateful for this kind of stuff. You can view it as a tool that's going to help you out, but don't be entitled, okay? Don't think that PayPal or eBay owes you anything. Don't think that any source owes you anything because you're a dropshipper. Like, yeah, it's true, you're going to bring them some business, but that business in its very nature is quite controversial. You know, you're going to increase return rates. You're going to remove control over brand names. And some people have a huge problem with that, okay? Understand that as a dropshipper, you're not bringing great, amazing things into people's lives, okay? Don't act like you are, because you're not. It's just like the reality is most of these suppliers, yeah, you can bring them more business. And yeah, it's true that I think that if there was one supplier that really embraced dropshippers, like say Walmart were to turn around and produce a program specifically for dropshippers, you know, I think that they would do really well. I think that that would be like a very, very good move on a retailer's part because now most retailers are either against or putting up with dropshippers. There's no retailer that I know of, no major retailer that is like, hey, dropshippers, sell our products. We're not going to cancel your orders. We're going to give you discounts. We're going to do fast shipping. We're going to give you good customer service so you can just forward it to your other guys. We don't care that you're shipping items to different places than your billing address. We're cool with that. We ship to freight forwarders, you know? If there was a company to take advantage of that, I think that would be amazing and they would do really well. But the reality is that these companies don't come from the dropshipper's perspective. Dropshipping is something that happens that they may have an opinion on, but again, point of this video, think about things from other people's perspective. You're not just bringing people business. You're bringing people business alongside controversy. So that's, if you can understand that, then it'll help you better understand dropshipping as an industry. And then if you can be more kind of grateful for these services and this opportunity that you're getting, then you're more likely to be able to succeed in the long run. And I understand this was a really abstract video. I apologize, guys. I know that it was just kind of me babbling about stuff for a while, but it is what it is. I will see you guys next time. Subscribe if you haven't. I love it when people subscribe. Makes my heart go boom, boom in a good way. Boom, boom. 61% of the people subscribe to my channel, or 61% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. It's so sad. So sad. All right, guys. See you next time. Ciao.